The same reason why dark-skinned women are seen as masculine and manly and not pretty is the exact same reason why light-skinned men are seen as feminine or girly or weak.
What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Daddy Sims, and of course, with me, I have got the lovely
Janita Amaya in the building.
And you already know this is Say It With Chess. We're going to be reacting to the most controversial things out there on the internet. Today's video is specifically near and dear to our hearts because we are tackling colorism. Colorism. Let's dive right into the video.
I hate when somebody asks a woman what kind of man she like, and a black woman particularly, and the first thing she says is dark skin. Y'all be the same ones who, when you ask a nigga what he like, and if he say light skin, you're gonna get mad and you're gonna go on a whole rant about colorism, but you're also being colorist. Like, make it make sense. This, like I said before in another video, the same reason why dark-skinned women are seen as masculine and manly and not pretty is the exact same reason why light-skinned men are seen as feminine or girly or weak. It's the same thing. Like, when are we just gonna get to the point where we don't have skin tone preferences? Because you shouldn't have a preference about somebody's complexion in the first place, because it has nothing to do with how they're gonna be as a person. Like, y'all sound so dense. I hate hearing that shit, especially when it's like dark-skinned women, because you know what colorism feel like. So why the are you doing that same thing to somebody else? It's so dumb.
Yikes, that's a deep
mic drop.
That's a deep one.
That is deep. That is deep.
That's a deep one. That's very deep. So coming from someone who has had to learn the whole concept about colorism.
Yes.
So let me first of all approach this as, you know, as a person of color, a mixed person. Okay. So being a mixed person, or how people like to call me, a light skin. Yeah. Being light skin.
What's the local word for light skin in Uganda?
It's a very offensive word.
Yeah.
You never want to call anyone
in the
that.
States, I think it's yellow bone or...
Yellow bone? Well, over here it's
mulatto. Mulatto. I think in the States it's mulatto.
In Uganda it's muchotara.
Yeah, muchotara.
Don't say that to people. It's not good.
But
anyways, so being a light-skinned person, first of all, I feel like it's very confusing. I'm not gonna lie. Growing up, I was always confused because it's like everyone's calling me light skin, and then when I start calling myself light skin,
it's like,
oh my god, she's colorist.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not what I'm trying to do though. Yeah. But then I did realize later down the road, and thank goodness there's so many people out there. Well, it's not like I would do it all the time. Yeah. But there's people out there who identified what I was doing, recognized the fact that I didn't know what I was doing, and brought it to my attention to show me that certain things I was saying were colorist without me even having the intention of being colorist for the most part. Because it's like I would see a cute mixed race baby and I'd post it up. I'm like, I can't wait to have mixed babies or light-skinned babies like me. Yeah. Right? And then some of my friends would be like, what do you mean light-skinned babies like you? So what happens if your baby's black? Like, are you gonna be pissed? I'm like, no, I'm not. It's just that by the time I look like this, I'm pretty sure my kid's gonna look like me, because I mean, I did come from a dark mom and, you know, a fairly light-skinned guy.
Yeah, your dad is not that light, by the way.
Oh, I would say fairly.
Yeah.
Somewhat. Do you get what I mean? So it's kind of like, every time I saw a baby who looked like me, I would want that, because I'm like, oh my god, that's a kid who looked like me. Yeah. It's not like I was saying, oh my god, I want to have like a light baby or a white baby or something. I was just excited about having a kid that looks like me for the most part. But I can see how that would be colorist. Now, this girl out here is talking about, you know, colorism in terms of preference for your partner. You know, she's talking about, as a black girl or a dark-skinned girl, if you're out here and they ask you your preference and you say you'd rather have a dark guy, and then if you reverse it around and you ask a dark guy what kind of girl he wants, and he happens to say a light-skinned girl, both of them are colorist.
Colorist, yes.
Both of them are colorist.
Yeah.
Now, the reason as why I do not agree with her statement, although it does make plenty of sense, is because having learned about colorism is when you say something along the lines of, I'm into dark-skinned guys because light-skinned guys are weak, or are too girly for me, or are boys, or something of that sort, essentially. Do you get what I mean?
Do you think
that's what colorist is?
Do you think the same way I say I'm into ugly men and I don't prefer handsome men? Is that a term to that?
I have no idea. I've never come across someone who says that.
I do.
You're into ugly. Oh yeah, you have said this a lot. I'm no
into
idea.
ugly men.
I think you might be one of a kind. You get to name it yourself.
We're so many.
Really,
so many.
What do you guys want to name yourselves? What is your group of girls called?
Something came to mind that was so evil.
What was it? What was it?
Ape Nation. No, we're going to cut that out. This is a serious topic. Simran, you're taking me off track.
I didn't say it. You did.
Taking me off track.
You did. You said that.
Anyway, but continue. You're still saying something.
Yeah. So I feel like the concept of colorism comes in where you basically make one color more superior than the other.
Yeah.
For example, saying something like, oh, I'm into light-skinned girls because they're prettier, because they're, I don't know, their hair is softer, because something of that sort.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And it's like basically diminishing someone whose hair texture is rougher. Or you're saying something like black girls are not pretty because you're saying light-skinned girls are prettier than black girls.
Yeah.
So that's when the colorism complex comes in.
Yeah.
It's more of like, I like this because this is just not working out for me in this sense.
Yeah.
Because this is so much better than this. So that's what the colorism complex is.
I get it. I understand. Colorism is a big issue. Like we said, it's a deep one.
It is.
But it is a big issue that I think it's even among us ourselves. And if that
As
makes sense.
Africans, yes.
Yeah, and also it all comes back from like the slavery and whatnot, because you see, like, I read somewhere that a house slave was a light skin, and then the slave who was like in charge of work outside would be a dark skin.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you come from something like that, I think like your mind is somewhat wired to thinking that maybe being a light skin is superior to being a dark skin. But then her point was more of, if we want to get rid of racism, how about we all just, you know, shush the whole, oh, I'm into dark skin, or I'm into light skin. You know, I think our issue was women say, oh, I'm into dark skinned men, you know, and then when men say they're into like light skinned girls, and then we want to, you know, create a fuss or something like that. But like, you understand, like, why can't men also have their own preference?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's even a preference thing. I think it's more of like, why should color be that important? Why can we not see color? Is it possible? Is it possible for people not to see color?
There's so many reasons as to why color is important, and I also do think that preference is something that's right. It's okay for you to say I'm into dark skinned men,
because at the end of the day you need that intimacy. So if you're not attracted to your person, no matter the color, it won't work.
Exactly. And you can't even be wasting someone's time. So a white guy is gonna come to me and he's gonna keep on trying to get with me, and it's like, I would never go out with someone like you. So just be blatantly honest. And you're like, I'm sorry, but no.
Even on a date?
I mean, you could probably go on a date if you want to and everything, but there's some people who genuinely know what they want, and you know, it's like a deal breaker for them. Yeah. See, it's okay to have a preference. So I personally would not really date a white person because of the fact that I feel like there would be a complete cultural clash, and it's a little bit hypocritical for me to say that, because I do come from different cultures coming together to have me. But personally, why I wouldn't want that is because I have experienced moments in time where people of different races have completely stepped over my black culture. Do you get what I mean? Like, these are people who in some way or another have shown me that they just wouldn't fit. Yeah. So I would rather very much go out with someone who understands my background, my culture, my people, how to resonate with my people, talk to my people. It's not like, it would be more comfortable for both of us if the person I'm trying to be with isn't walking on like a thin line of, I don't know what to say, what would be offensive, what would be this, what would be that.
Eggshells. It's exactly. Like, what can I say, what can't I say?
Literally. So you find someone who mingles better with your culture. That's, to me personally. Yeah. So it's okay for me to be like, yeah, I have a preference, and I'm just not into white people like that. Like, I'm not into white boys specifically. Yeah. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, and I do have video really did shine a light on something, because we can claim that people are being colorist, but maybe we have a bit of colorism in ourselves, you know? Like, we're hypocrites at the end of the day. Because I will put myself out there and say I am guilty, because the reason why I say I would prefer dark-skinned men is because ideally I look at light-skinned men and I don't think they would be masculine enough. Like I don't think they would lead, which is not true, by the way. Which is not true at all. It's just that I don't know. Maybe I saw one light-skinned man not leading a home.
The portrayal in movies and stuff,
right? And then it came like that. But I think I saw wrong, and I need to check myself and look within myself. Like, why am I looking at color like that? We're all black people at the end of the day. Just because someone is light-skinned than the other person doesn't mean anything. You know what? Matter of fact, I've changed. You know, in this moment on this episode,
you've changed. I've changed. So now you're into light skinned guys too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
into
light skinned guys too now.
Guys, my cousins Abdul, Hamid, Bashir. We've got John.
Yeah, because I don't understand why can't I date light skinned men? Why? I mean,
you probably can, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's all up to you and your preference.
No, but like I was just trying to say, like, why do I say it like that? But I do understand her point. You say it from a point of judgment. You know, you're judging the other color. You understand? The same way that girls will say, "Oh, I can only date a light skinned guy because she wants to have light skinned babies." You understand? She doesn't want to have babies.
That's a fetish.
It's a fetish. It's not colorism.
No. Well, it is not really color. I don't quite think it is. It's a fetish. It's a fetish. If you are being with someone specifically for a certain reason. So, for example, you're a black lady and you want to be with a white guy so you can have mixed babies. You might not even be in love with this guy or anything. You just have this fantasy of having light-skinned babies.
Oh, yeah.
So that becomes a fetish.
Yeah.
So like I said, I had to go through a lot of learning and relearning about these things.
You know, every time we do an episode,
it's a lesson.
Yeah, every time we do an episode on the channel too, it's like a learning.
It's literally
a learning episode.
And the problem is, people don't want to have these conversations because everyone just gets triggered very easily. But if you actually sit down and you're open-minded and you have these conversations with people and you ask questions without having to be insulting or anything of that sort, you actually learn a lot.
I think everyone needs to question that preference. Why do you like what you like? By the way, ask yourself that.
Exactly.
Like, I'm now troubled because I'm thinking, why do I like what I like?
Why do you like black men?
Where does it come from?
Is it only because you don't see yourself with a white person because of something they have done or something of that sort? Or is it because this is someone who you just see being a better fit for you in terms of things that you might relate to, things that you share, and something of that sort? Yeah. So I would say let that be the factor determining your decision.
Definitely. And the fact that double standards, you know what, we need to call our
fellow
women out, because you can't say I like light skinned men and then the moment a man says he likes light skinned women, you're oh my god, no, you're colorist. No, like everyone likes what they like at the end of the day. So I feel like this topic is very heavy. You know, if you can get in the comment section and tell us, teach us. I'm ready to learn.
Not to be triggered, by the way. If you actually communicate your points of view, we can actually learn more. John always says we are students of life. Well, we're students of life. So we obviously, everything that we say is not going to be 100% to the T. You know, it's just opinions,
and we can learn from you. That's why there's a platform like this to learn from each other. So do let us know what you guys' opinions are on colorism and preferences. I personally, to conclude this, my standpoint is I feel like you can have a preference without being colorist, as long as you're not saying anything bad about the other person on the other spectrum of the color. Then it's good to go. Speaking of that, I think as long as you have a preference and you're not comparing it to the other person,
don't compare.
You're not saying, oh, I like dark skinned men because light skinned men are this, or I like light skinned women because dark skinned women are like that. I feel like if you just have a preference with no attachments, that's so much better than you having a preference with all these comparisons and whatnot.
And let your preference be based off maybe previous experiences you've had or your personal liking, like your personal choices. Don't let it be because, oh my god, all my friends are dating, like all the Kardashians are dating black guys, so like I need to have a black guy. Like don't do that. It's not peak. Don't fetishize. What are you doing today? Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry guys.
Anyways, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, check out our previous videos, turn on your bell notifications so you know every time we post a video, and of course check us out on all our social media platforms at
Kenganda Nation, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and our personal pages at
Simran Marali
and Johnny Tamaya, Instagram and YouTube.
Yep.
See you guys next time.